Statistics I want to define as a topic in science, a topic in mathematics that deals with epithets, summary, a kind of topic that is interested in bringing together large information into simplified form of approach. Large distributions. Statistics is interested in bringing them into a summary, into a closet that at a glance you'll be able to understand what the information is all about. It will now save you the time and energy of going through the distribution or the information as big as it is. That is statistics for you. In statistics, there are tools that we use. There are spanners that we use in statistics. In the junior classes, we were able to discuss pie charts, bar charts, pie charts, pictograms. Now, at this level, we will be discussing more on bar charts and pie charts, and that's why you have it written here. Let me also illustrate what a bar chart is. A bar chart is one of the tools that is being used in statistics, where rectangles or bars are used to represent information. Rectangles or bars are used to represent information in such a way that the length of the bars or the rectangles will be proportional to the information that they represent. That means the longer the length of the rectangles in a bar chart, the bigger the information they are representing. The shorter the length of the rectangles in a bar chart, the smaller the information they will represent. But pie charts is also a tool, a spanner in statistics, where we don't use the bars or the rectangles, but we use the circle. In the circle, sectors which constitutes the circle are used in representing the information. Likewise, the bigger the angle of the sector, the bigger the information it will represent in a pie chart. The smaller the information, the smaller the angle of the sector. That means the angle of the sector is directly proportional to the information that sector is disclosing. That is all about pie charts and bar charts. We are to take our first question on bar and pie charts. And that question says that the table below, this table, shows the marks in percentages of students in a mathematics test. Question number A said we should draw a bar chart to represent the information we have here. B said we should find the mean of the distribution. C said we should find the mode of the distribution. D, which is the final question, said we should find the median of the distribution. So we're going to take the first question, which is question number A, that says we should draw the bar chart to represent the information we have on the table. On the table, you can see we have marks in percentages: 10 marks, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100 marks. And below it, we have number of students. 12 students scored 10, 16 scored 20, 20 students scored 30 marks, 25 scored 40 marks, 28 scored 50 marks, 32 scored 60 marks, 31 scored 70 marks, 24 scored 80 marks, 8 students scored 90 marks, and only 4 scored 100. I'm going to bring the camera close to this graph paper because we are going to draw the bar chart on this graph paper. When I bring the camera close, I'm going to teach you the techniques of drawing the bar chart from a distribution table in this form. Now this is the graph paper. I've been able to draw the x-axis, as you can see, and the y-axis, as you can see. Now the calibration has been on the y-axis. That is where the marks are going to be represented, on the y-axis. Then on the x-axis, you are going to see the bars. If you go to the scale, you discover that the scale read using scale 1 cm to the width of the rectangles. What do I mean by that? That is along x-axis. What I mean by that is that the rectangles that will soon appear here are going to be 1 cm width, 1 cm width, 1 cm width. The distance from here to here is 2 cm. Let's confirm using this ruler. You can see the calibration of the ruler on centimeters. Then you can see that the distance from each of the squares you are seeing to the other one is 2 cm. So that was I mean when I say that all these squares are 2 cm squares. So from the scale, that 1 cm will represent the width of the rectangles on x-axis. When we are going to draw the bars, each of the width of the bars that will be represented on this x-axis will be 1 cm. That means halfway each of these 2 cms. Then on the y-axis, this is the graph of bar charts. Then on the y-axis, 2 cm to 10 units on y-axis, and that's exactly why we have calibrated the y-axis. You can see it 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Each of the 2 cm represents 10 units. So that's it. You can also see the same table you had on the whiteboard appearing below the graph paper. Marks in percentages, number of students. 12 students scored 10 marks, 16 scored 20, 20 scored 30, 25 scored 40, 28 students scored 50, 32 students scored 60, 31 students scored 70, 24 scored 80, 8 scored 90, and 4 scored 100. That was the table we had on our whiteboard. Is now appearing under our graph paper. So the next thing we do is to go straight to drawing the bar chart. Now the bar, I have to explain now and go out of the camera and draw it and then come and show you. It's a very simple thing. For instance, if we are to start from here, halfway of this 2 cm square is 1 cm. So we are going to draw a bar that will start from here, have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will start from here to here. That is 1 cm, and it will extend like that of 10. Will extend and stop here, and under it, because of what you have here. So under the bar you have 12, and the height of the bar will stop at 10. As you have 16, under the next bar you have 16, then it will be as long as the 20th mark. Number 3 bar is going to have 20 under it, somewhere here, 20, and it's going to be as long as 30 marks. From the 20 that you have here to be as long as 30 marks, and that's how you're going to have all of them spread along the x-axis. Each of the length will be proportional to the marks that they represent. When next you will see this graph paper, you are going to see the bars already drawn. Now this is the bar chart drawn. You can see the sequence, how it increased to the highest point of 100 and it descended to the lowest point of 10. Look, you can see now from the table, 12 students scored 10 marks or 10% each. Go to the bar of 12, stopped at 10. 16 students scored 20, 16, 20. 20 students scored 30, 20 scored 30. 25 students scored 40, 25 students scored 40. 28 students scored 50, 28 students scored 50 marks or 50%. 32 students scored 60, 32 students scored 60%. 31 students scored 70, 31 students scored 70%. 24 students scored 80, 24 students scored 80%. 8 students scored 90, 8 students scored 90%. The last 4 students scored 100, 4 students scored 100%. So that is how to draw the pie chart. That thing that is very, very important you must include while drawing your bar chart is what is represented on the x-axis. In this case, the x-axis represented number of students, just as you have from your table of values, number of students. So it is number of students that is presented on the x-axis, while on the y-axis marks are represented. You have to indicate marks, just as you have on the table of values, that marks and percentages are represented. So that is your bar chart. Let's do question part B. We have finished drawing our bar chart. Let's do question part B. Question part B says that we should find the mean of the distribution. Mean means average, and this mean means the mean mark. It's going to be a very long process thing. 12 students scored 10 marks. So you are going to multiply 10 by 12 and add it to 16 students that scored 20. Multiply 20 by 16. Add it to multiplying 30 by 20. Add it to 40. In that progression until you get to the last. When you finish that, you divide whatever you have from the sum of the students. That means the number of students that took the test. So we're going to do it now. It's going to be a very long one. So let's start from here. First of all, 10 times 12. 10 times 12 plus 20 times 16. 20 times 16 plus 30 times 20. 30% times 20 people that scored it. Plus 40 times 25. 40% times 25 students that scored it. Plus 50 times 28. 50% times 28 students that scored it. Plus 60 times 32. 60 times 32 students that scored it. Plus 70 times 31. 70 times 31. Then plus 80 times 24 students that scored it. 80 times 24 plus 90 times 8. 90 times 8 plus the last 100 times 4. 100 times 4. We have to multiply out now. This will give us 120. Very straightforward. The next one is 20 times 16. 20 times 16. Giving us 320. The next is 30 times 20. 30 times 20. 600. The next is 40 times 24. 40 times, 25. 40 times 25 is 1,000. The next is 50 times 28. 1,400. Next is 60 times 32. 60 times 32. 1,920. Next is 70 times 31. 2,170. The next is 80 times 24. 1,920. The next is 90 times 8. 720. The last but not the least, 100 times 4, which will give us 400. So now let's add together. 120 plus 320 plus 600 plus 1,000 plus 1,400. I hope you're following me. Plus 1,920 plus 2,170 plus 1,920 plus 720 plus 400. It's giving me 10,570. I'm going to divide it by the sum of the number of students that participated in that test. 12 plus 16 plus 20 plus 25 plus 28 plus 32 plus 31 plus 24 plus 8 plus 4. It's giving me 200. So it was 200 students that participated and got this total marks that we want to find the mean mark from. Now divide 10570 divided by 200. It's giving me 52.85%. And that is the mean mark. We are going to clean off this and do question number C, which said that we should find the mode of the distribution. Now let's do question number C. Question number C has asked that we should find the mode of the distribution. The word mode, M-O-D-E, means greatest frequency, greatest occurrence. Now, if the question is asking for the mode of the distribution, it's asking for the mode that the greatest number of students scored. If you look at the table of value, you find out that this is the column for number of students. Any of the column that is having the greatest number, just take the mark that's attached to it. Here we can see that 32 is the greatest number of students. All other ones are less than 32. So that mark that 32 students scored is the modal mark, and it is 60 marks. So our modal mark is 60%. Always have it sunk in your memory. Mode is talking about the greatest occurrence, the greatest frequency. Let's do question number D. Question number D said we should find the median of the distribution. Median is the mark at the middle. There's one thing you would always remind yourself. Whenever a question in statistics is asking for the median, please arrange the marks or the distribution either in ascending or in descending order. Arrange the marks or the distribution either in increasing or in decreasing order. Otherwise, you can never get to the median. Based on that, the marks that we have in this our table, they are already arranged in ascending order. They started from the least, kept increasing until they got to the greatest. So the marks has been arranged in ascending order. We can go ahead and calculate our median. The primary way to approach or to calculate a median had been, if you bring out 10, you write 10 into 12 places because it was 12 students that got 10. You pick 20, write 20 16 times. You pick 30, write it 20 times. Pick 40, write it 25 times. You know, if you want to be writing that this our space will not be enough for it. So what I'm going to do is begin to add these numbers from this side and from this side. You know that the middle, the number of students that have participated, they are 200. That means the midway is 100. When you are adding, whenever you get a number that is 100 or closest to 100, whichever mark you are at that particular point becomes the median mark. Just like saying 12 plus, this is question number D that we are solving now. 12 plus 16 is equal to 28. Then from this side, 4 plus 8. Let me say, let's write it. 4 plus 8 is equal to 12. Now we have added from here to here. Then plus 20 is going to give you 48. Then plus 22. Sorry, 24 is going to give you 36. They have reached here. Plus 25 is going to give you 5 plus 8 is 13. 3. So we have 73 here. Plus 31 is going to give you 67. Now you have reached here. Then add this one plus 28. It's going to give you 3 plus 8 is 11. 1 plus 2, 3. This is 101. No need of adding anything again. Well, this one we have reached here. So let's add 32 plus 32. This is 9. This plus this is 9. This plus this is 9. We added. Okay. Now we have 99 and we have 101. We do know that the number of students that participated in the tests were the sum of all these things, and they gave us 200. And half, the median or the mid of 200 is 100. So if you look at what we added here, the first line has gotten to 100 and exceeded it by 1. The second one, it remains 1 to get 100. That means the median is that mark that tallies with the last number that we added, that gave us 100 and a little bit above it. You're not going to take this one because this one is not yet up to the median number when you have added the number of students that participated. So this 28, you can see that 28 tallies with 50. That means our median mark is equal to 50%. And that has brought us to the end of this question. Question number 2 on our bar and pie charts says that assuming your mathematics teacher spends his salary in the order summarized below. On food, he spends 30%. On rent, he spends 18%. On car maintenance, he spends 25%. Savings, he saves 12%. Taxes, both tax in school and tax in the government. And maybe tax in the place he is doing some 5% taxes. Miscellaneous, those things that he did not plan. Those expenses that he did not plan for. They called the miscellaneous expenses. He spends 10% of his salary on miscellaneous. Now they're going to say we should draw a pie chart to illustrate the information. Question number B says we should calculate his savings if his salary is 60,000 naira per week. Okay. Question number A. If we want to draw a pie chart, there is a thing we need to do first. First of all, we need to arrange all these informations into their angular equivalents, because a pie chart uses the angle of a sector of a circle. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to convert all these percentages now into their equivalent angles, having in mind that 100% will be equal to 360 degrees, because the angle of a whole circle is 360. Then if the information are given in percentages, the whole percent is 100. That means 100 is equivalent to 360. 100% is equivalent to 360 degrees. Now let's calculate. Let's convert 30% to angular equivalence. In doing that, let's write food will be equal to 30% that is spent on food. That's 30 divided by 100, because it is a percent of 360, because we want to convert it to angle all over 1. It's going to give you, okay, let's continue it like this, 108 degrees. Now for rent, the house the man is living in. We have 18 over 100 times 360 all over 1 is going to give us 64.8 degrees. The next is car maintenance. C, maintenance. Car maintenance takes 25%, so we are going to have divided by 100 times 360 all over 1. 90 right angle. It will continue in that order. Savings will give you 43.2 degrees. Taxes will give you 18 degrees. Miscellaneous, those expenses he did not arrange for, will give you 36%. If you want to cross-check, you add up all these angles, they will give you 360 degrees. That shows that you are correct. The next thing now is for us to now begin to, in our drawing paper, we are going to arrange these angles in a circle. We are going to construct a pie chart according to the angles already appearing on the drawing book that will be derived for the corresponding percentages of how the teacher spent his money. You can see that food took 108 degrees, rent took 64.8 degrees, car maintenance took 90 degrees, savings took 43.2 degrees. Now we need this protractor. We need this protractor, and we need this pair of compass. What we are about to do now. We are going to use this compass to draw a circle. And then we are now going to use this protractor to carve out angles from the circle we are going to draw. The circle we are going to draw should have a radius that is a little bit above the protractor, just as you can see. This is my protractor now. You place it like this. Let the radius of the circle you are going to draw exceed your protractor in this way. It is going to help you. You are going to see a gap from where you are going to take your angles. So after you have taken this, now come to the lower part of the drawing paper and draw a circle carefully. Draw a circle. Now this is the circle we have drawn. So the next thing you do now, go to the list. You can see there now that you have 90 degrees being for savings. Since you have angle 90 degrees, first of all carve out angle 90 degrees from the circle. So go back to the circle and carve out angle 90 degrees first. This is a circle. Place your protractor. This is your protractor. Let this point of intersection on your protractor be at the point which is the middle of the circle. When that is done, now put a point here where you have 0. Outside here, put a point and read. This is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So this place you have 90. Put a point on the line of 90. Now remove your protractor. Use your ruler now and join the 2 points you made, this and this. Join it to the center of the circle. When you do that, you have carved out angle 90. join this and extend it to the end of the circle. Then join this also. Also extend it to the end of the circle. You can see you have extended it to the end of the circles, as you could see on the screen now. So you can write here, put a block here to show that this is 90 degrees. And you can see that this 90 degrees represents car maintenance. So inside here you can write car maintenance. So you are finished with car maintenance. Then after car maintenance, now you can now go back to number 1, which is food. Food is 108. So go back to your drawing board. Make sure the center of this protractor tallies, or the point of intersection on your protractor tallies with the center of the circle, and the line at the base of your protractor also tallies with this line. So place it to this form. Now read out 108, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 110. But the value we want is not up to 110. So if this is 100, this is 105, 106, 107, 108. So you put a point here. When you have done that, remove the protractor. Use your ruler and join that point to the center of the circle. When you join it, extend it to the end of the circle. Put a mark and put 108. This 108 is for food, so you can write food here. This is how you are going to do it until you get for rent 64.8, for savings 43.2, for taxes 18, and for miscellaneous 36 degrees. When you have done this, you have finished plotting or drawing the pie chart. Now that we have finished plotting these values inside our drawing paper to get the pie chart, that means we have answered question number A. Now question number B says we should calculate his savings if his salary is 60,000. Let's just go to savings. Savings is 43.2 degrees. Just take 42. That's this question B now. 43.2 divided by 360, the entire angle of a circle. Then times the salary, which is 60,000, all over 1. It's given us the divided by 360. That means his savings is 7,200 naira. And that has brought us to the end of that question.